And as we head towards the conclusion of this episode, Picard awakens. He is at Chateau Picard. A very interesting shot here is there appear to be some shields over the house. It's very different now. The sky looks different. Yeah, it's what is going on here. The shields look very similar to the shield kind of pattern types that we see in Discovery, and I'm sure we're probably going to see them in Strange New World as well. That kind of hexagonal, pentagonal kind of. How many sides is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexag? No, I don't know. It's late. It's late. But very, very different type of shielding. Why would there be shields over the house? What is going on? Picard is confused. Immediately realizes that he's wearing a very different combat, a very different kind of icon. The jacket's different. It's a bit more militaristic. What is this? He's confused. We're confused. This lovely shot here. Now we see, but through a glass darkly. I'm paraphrasing. I'm tired. To me, this is broken mirror, broken universe, mirror universe. It's probably not mirror universe, but it is a dark verse, as it's strongly hinted at being. But I like it. It's symbolic, as my good friend Chris likes to say. He's confused. He staggers through the house. He's clearly home. Now, some of the things I like here, and I mentioned it earlier on in this review and analysis, is that the subtle use of imagery, of art throughout Chateau Picard was very peaceful. It was very, it spoke to the man that we know, the Picard that we know. Samurai swords or just swords in general, and very aggressive art, the snake coiled and maybe something from the Jungle Book. I don't know. It kind of looks like it, but very aggressive, adversarial imagery. Picard's confused. We're confused. We see shields and helmets of war. This looks like a Spartan helmet. But the art has changed, reflective of the man who is in this universe. And yes, there is something very wrong with this place. Picard, looks like a war hero, a conquering war hero, an Alexander the Great type, perhaps, a conqueror rather than an explorer. This is alien. What is going on? The dude expected to be dead. What is happening? And we see an F8 droid here as well. And I didn't notice this before, but there seems to be perhaps a Twisted Federation patch. That looks like a Starfleet star. I'm not going to get too into it because I don't know what it is. But interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. And Picard is shouting. He's shouting for Laris. And as we find out, this F8 bot is called Harvey. Don't know why. Maybe we'll find out. But Picard is shocked, and he's basically asking, for details on Laris. Who's Laris? And Harvey, the only thing he can do is basically just start checking databases. And so here's an interesting thing. So Picard asks again about Laris and identifies it as a Romulan name, asking if Picard wanted him to check the migrant rosters. Picard, visibly confused, asks what is happening. Migrant rosters. So in this universe, it appears that there has still been some sort of disaster. Romulus is perhaps still destroyed. So the shields could serve multiple purposes. So I would imagine, my suspicion is, as a tyrant, as a military dictator and conqueror of the galaxy, that perhaps he probably needs to guard himself a little bit more. And we've seen shields over houses before in Nepenthe last season. So that stands to reason. But what if, this is more, perhaps it's an atmospheric shield, perhaps it's a shield of armor around the Earth, perhaps some protection from its many enemies, as you can imagine, or maybe it's protection from a natural disaster. The sky looks more red, fire, flame, conflict. I'm probably reading into this far too much. But what if the supernova that destroyed Romulus is still a threat in this dark and twisted version of reality? I don't know. It was an interesting line. It's a line that I can imagine is in there for a reason. Picard is confused and he has no idea what's going on. And he asks what is happening, and all of a sudden, an excellent question, Jean-Luc. A familiar voice responds, Mon Capitan, how I've missed you. And of course, here we are. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. It's been teased. I kind of wish it wasn't teased. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the pop if in this episode with no advertisement we get Q? We get Q. And let's quickly talk about this. I mean, the de-aging effect here is absolutely spot on. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. It's brilliant de-aging here. I would say that this is better than this is MCU-esque de-aging. This is really good. Now, the thing is they were very smart with this, and they kept it brief. They kept it at a distance. I think any closer, and you probably would have seen some kind of distortion. You would have seen, some of the painting over the top. But it was just brief enough. It was at a distance and at an angle where it just felt perfectly fine. And I've seen on many places on the internet where people have gone, yeah, well, this is I called it. The Q was going to go, you've aged. Let me catch up with you. It's a bit fan fictiony, but it's fine. It works. And Q basically says, my, how the years have gotten by. Let me catch up. And he snaps. Now the snap. I want to say is, you have that kind of trademark Q, that trademark Q sound. You know what it sounds like. But here it was kind of like a shotgun blast. It was an assault on your ears. It was very violent. The snap. But anyway, here he is in all of his glory. And yes, you are absolutely right. I didn't notice that before. Cestus, what you have here is the torso doesn't look quite right, but I think what they've tried to do is take into account that he's put on a bit of weight, and look, I don't want to, old age is a bitch, but yeah, it's a good job. It's a really good job. This de-aging and slight tweaks to the body is great. John de Lancie looks wonderful. Hasn't missed a beat. I mean, we've seen that in his Lower Decks cameo, but here he is in the flesh, and Picard is absolutely just, what is going on? Can I please just chill? Picard looks up in disbelieving shock. And Picard is not happy to see him, and Q reminds him of what he said when they met the last time: the trial never ends. Picard demands to know what he's doing here, and Q answers that Picard has talked a lot recently about second chances. Well, my friend, welcome to the very end of the road not taken. And there we go. That is it.